Good morning. And also Mirjana Ivanusa. How are you, Mirjana?
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
So, so I will give you a quick overview of this webinar that will last for 60 minutes. First of all, I will make a short introduction of the core feature of UTech. And secondly, I will introduce our panelists today. And they will share their valuable experience. And thirdly, the public will be able to ask questions, and our panelists will be happy to answer it. But first of all, let me put you a video about digital transformations very quickly. Video. Video, and then let's go back to our presentation. So don't forget that you are attending to the importance of digital transformation. Now it's like tell you about UTech. So we started 6 years ago as the European Technology Chamber. Today we have members from across the globe, in Africa, in America, in Europe, and Asia. Our vision is technology applied. Now we can see our structure. We have analysis and impact analysis. Today you are attending as many webinars. Just difficult. Okay, I want to go back to my slides. Great. So 200 webinars a year. We are also working on hybrid events where you can talk. Take part 500,000 registration, 90% company owners and decision makers. As you can see in the right, the topics are choose wisely to educate, impact, out and resolve worldwide major issues. So we create more than 400 meetings every year. We are trying to connect people also in our business opportunity meetings. You can have access to our panelists. These speakers can have their profile, and also for their company, they are working, and we are also working in EU tenders and EU projects. So this is the ecosystem of UTech. It's divided in Insight Program and Tech Forum. We produce papers and position. We have a vision. We have our dynamic social media that supports climate action partnership. We also have SDGs Award. And for the 17 goals, we are awarded one company. So 10,000 euros accompaniment for each. For Tech Forum, we have virtual booths or expos. We are working with physical events. A lot of interaction, and we help our members to manage their own events and their own event. So this is the matchmaking tool. If you need to deal with us, this is our matchmaking tool where you can connect with our members from across the globe and look for partnership and also look for opportunities. So if you want to reach us, this is the information that you have. And also feel to send me any questions that you have to show in particularly give us. This is also the impression is coming. Issue. Okay, it's not. It out. Time. Mirjana, I will give you now the hands to
Yes, I will take them. Good morning, everybody. Best regards from Maribor, from Slovenia. And as we are talking about digital transformation in finance industry, I named my presentation a digital transformation also need new experts in field of blockchain technology and Web3. First of all, I would like to show you how we are in our family mining crypto coins. And of course, talking about blockchain, we also need a coffee. Here you can see our blockchain coffee, and this coffee is made in Maribor, so you are invited to join us. And talking about blockchain, I would really like to show you how the evolution of web was going on in last 40-30 years. And just to show you that everything started 30-40 years ago with Web 1. That means it was only read-only web, and the most important thing was that everything was static and it was centralized. That means that there was only one, let's say, computer as a central node. In about 2000, there was a new step in this evolution, and we have a Web 2. And Web 2 means read and write, and there was not a centralized, but it was a decentralized connections between computers in this internet surrounding. And from year 2000, we have Web 3, and it is read, write, and executive web, and it is disrupted. There is no one single point of connections. On the next slide, you will see the most important difference between, let's say, old technologies and blockchain is this decentralization. When it was everything centralized, it was very vulnerable. Now, the most important issue of blockchain is that everything is decentralized, and that means that everybody, each computer in this network can control and add something to this database. This is just a short overview. But talking about finance sector, and probably you are coming from finance, economy, and other sectors, we must always say that finance finance industry is one of the industry that always first started with implementing information technology. And of course, everyday users began to receive benefits from it. And now we have our, let's say, cryptocurrency, that means digital money, for over 25 years. And talking about fintech industry, fintech industry had learned how to apply these innovative technologies, and that was very quickly. And these financial organizations are now leveraging it to gain more value adds on the market and improve their operational security. The next step is, when we are talking about blockchain, most of people always think about cryptocurrencies, but cryptocurrency is the only one product on blockchain technology, but it means the blockchain technology serve as a building block to new business opportunities and models and new business models. And that is why smart business leaders everywhere are doing so-called blockchainifications. Probably in your companies, you are thinking, preparing, or already have blockchain technology in your business model. But as a consumer, as a, let's say, customer of bank, you will not see this technology because this blockchain technology is in coding. But for us as a customer, it is important to understand how you can use it. Technology is always behind it. And now, when we always talk about new technologies and innovations, that means that we need new digital skills to understand it and to improve it and to put it in our all-day work. Therefore, all financial companies and other companies, of course, need new blockchain professionals, employees with new skills, with new knowledge, who understand that blockchain technology and models. As we are from different, let's say, topics and for different companies, I always say blockchain technology is a totally interdisciplinary technology, and we always need three parts. We need informatics, we need economy, and we need law. And there is no blockchain project without all these three experts working together and preparing it. So, blockchain technology give us a new job opportunities, and you should grab it, I will say. Most people say, well, talking about blockchain technology means I must be a technical guy. No, we have two, let's say, parts. We have careers in blockchain as you are a technician, if you're a technical guy, or you are not a technical guy, and you have a variety of different positions where you can implement blockchain technology and the logic of blockchain technology. On the next slide, you will see that positions in blockchain technology are also very good paid, and there is a lack of persons specialists on this field. And on the next slide, you will see this is a highest paying blockchain jobs, and just have a look, perhaps you can find it or you will go in these directions. These are different jobs from economy, law, and of course informatics, or a combination. myself, my first bachelor study was business informatics, and then I finished my master's degree in management. And now I'm a professor of blockchain technology and management, and I'm putting my two different, let's say, knowledges together. And this is a very good combination. Where to find all these jobs? There are so many different job portals about blockchain, about Web3, about metaverse. You should go there and have a look, and you will find different jobs offers. And here there is another, let's say, slide. What different jobs can you have it? Not only in finance, not only in economy as a whole, there is a combination of analysts, marketing managers, social media managers, a big variety of different jobs. And here, have a look. These are jobs offers at the moment from every different positions, from CEOs to data analysts, developers, analysts, and other different jobs. And talking about finance, there are, of course, specific jobs on this field, and most of them are, of course, connected with cryptocurrencies. So perhaps you can become a crypto expert, analyst, cryptocurrency writer, trader, asset manager. Different jobs are available. And of course, talking about Web3, there are so much different job roles in Web3. And the last one is metaverse. So let's say you can be a crypto and Web3 journalist. There are so many jobs here, and you can find where you will be going on your career path. So, what to say? There are so many jobs, new jobs positions in blockchain technology. So, what to do? I hope I have challenged you and make your curiosity and get your attention, so you will think about it. And for the start, you should start exploring the mysteries of blockchain technology, and probably and perhaps you will find your further future career on it. But start with free courses, explore it, join it, ask, and please connect in different communities on Discord, on Slack, I don't know where. Start in your country, on your national level, and then go to, let's say, European and world level, and you will find it. This is the last slide. These are some tips how to start your career. First, find and identify skills you need, and then start it, and just do it. I would like to invite you to become an important link in the chain, which is today called blockchain technology. And thank you for attending me. And don't forget, Blockchain Coffee is waiting for you, and there is a new career for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirjana, for this great presentation. I want to thank you guys because my network was not that good when I did the presentation of BUTech. But now everything is fixed. I just want to say about you, Mirjana Ivanuza, that you are a senior lecturer of blockchain technology at private faculty in Slovenia, and you're also a good expert for economy and HRM in business consultant, and you also had a bachelor degree on field of business informatics and master degree on management. And you are also an entrepreneur in business consultant and creative, out of the box speaker and teacher, like you just notice, acknowledge them us today. And also, it's very great that you talk about metaverse because we have our next webinar in digital transformation will be about metaverse. So I hope to see everyone there. But now let's focusing on the digital transformation in financial sector. And I will ask a question to you, Camila, because it's very important that we understand uh, what you have to say about this topic. So, how does a digital transformation process alter the way financial institutions relate to their customers? The floor is yours, Camila.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, good morning, and thank you for the question. Before anything, I would like to just do a quick recap on what is really digital transformation. So, digital transformation is going to be that process that companies undergo, and in this case, we're going to be focusing more on financial institutions, of integrating certain technologies and certain digitalized processes into their business model in order to make their processes more efficient, less costly, and more effective. And well, with this in mind, I think any company, especially a financial institution, has to think about when they start a process like this is definitely the client. And that's going to be the main priority of any digital transformation. Why are we even doing it, right? Is to really improve the customer experience because we want to be able to offer more customized solutions and experiences that make each customer feel really unique. And how do companies really do this? Well, they really have to get into different areas, right? But always putting the customer in the center and really understanding who the customer is, what do they want, what do they care about, what do they do in relation to the company, how do they engage with us. So there are many, many touch points that are very important because that's really going to define the strategy that the company is going to go for. And this also relates to the competitive landscape because if we're focusing on our clients because we want to offer better products and services, well, it's really because we are going to start to build a very strong competitive advantage. And this is a very important point I want to highlight. Now, the traditional financial institutions, of course, they're fighting against the fintechs or allying with them. But at the same time, I think there's a bigger competitive spectrum, which is other companies from other sectors like the health sector, real estate, retail, transportation sectors that are speeding up their moves and they're integrating finances into their products. So I don't know if you have ever heard of the concept embedded finance, but it's a business model that doesn't have anything to do with the traditional finance sector, integrating finance into their business model to be able to offer financial products and services. So in reality, companies are no longer just competing with other financial companies for the customer's attention, but they're competing with any company that offers a positive customer experience. So it's really super important to understand that a digital transformation process is not just going to start and end. It begins, but it's more of integrating a new mentality and a mentality of innovation, a mentality of constant change, and how we're going to leverage the technology to make a good impact on the client and on the organization on its own. Because now companies really are looking for this, for resilience, in order to be able to survive and stay in the industry for longer time. So it's super important to always put again the customer needs in front before the companies, because at the end of the day, we're gonna start to really create strategies based on the customer. And this takes me also to another topic, which is big data and artificial intelligence. I know it's a topic that is pretty hot at the moment, and I want to divide it in two things. One is the tools that artificial intelligence and big data provide a financial institution. For example, they're going to start helping automating and helping with certain product processes being more accurate. For example, having more accuracy on the fraud monitoring tools, or analyzing a certain client's credit risk score, or even providing more smart customer service tools. So that's one way that big data and artificial intelligence comes into play in a digital transformation process. But then on the other side, we know that we're going to start handling with a lot of data, because now our customers are really connected to us in different ways, not only coming to our office, but really many digital channels. So this is going to generate a lot of data, and it has to be handled in a certain way. So I also wanted to say that handling this data not only deals with the company having to check the regulation, but also has to start integrating certain data governance policies in order to be effective and in order to protect the customer. And I think the moment that the company starts generating this data and starts really having like a smooth track of data, it creates a loop that connects back to the client. Because the moment you start generating data, you start taking decisions based on that analysis, on what do my customers want, what is the market demanding, and you start offering better products, which leads to higher quality, is attracting new customers. And the more customers you get, you increase the engagement of them, which generates more and more data. So this is going to lead to more data to analyze, to also improve your products and services once again. So it's really a cycle that goes back to the client. And with this in mind, I wanted to also mention that a digital transformation process is not only about technology. The technology is just an enabler. But at the end of the day, what comes behind that is really the leaders that are going to carry on this strategy. And this is super important because it's a cultural movement. The entire company has to be aligned with what is the purpose of even having a digital transformation process. What are we getting out of it? And that's why they really have to start aligning the vision of the company itself with the vision of the digital transformation process that is going to be customer oriented. So in order for a process like this to work, the business as a whole really has to be united in order to move forward and be effective. Okay, I think I'm done for now.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, you talk about a relevant point. It's about the protection of data of the customer, and I think that is a very big challenge we have in digital transformation. So I just want to present you, Camila. You are a recent master graduate in fintech and business analytics, and current works as a customer service specialist at fintechs specialized in currency risk management automation named Cantox. You always been a fintech and innovation enthusiast, as during your study, you work in a digital transformation consulting. You work in various projects where the fundamental driver was to support traditional entities to begin their digital transformation process, which is very great resume. Now I will go to you, Judith Frankenstein. I have a question for you, very relevant question. How does the digital transformation of the financial sector affect financial inclusion in developing countries? The floor is yours, Judith.
Thank you, Frederick, and also thank you for Camila and Mirjana for the two inputs. Yes, so thank you for giving me the floor to talk about, as we are talking about the impacts of the digital transformation of the financial sector, to also talk about financial inclusion. And you might ask yourself, why should we talk about financial inclusion? And just to give you an idea, some facts and figures. So according to the World Bank's Findex database, so around 1.4 billion people worldwide do not have access to financial services like bank accounts, credit, savings, insurance. And this especially in developing and emerging countries. And so especially for people, yes, who are in anyhow challenged to participate in the economic life, it's a challenge. Like people who are in poverty, in many countries, we have a huge gender gap, and also for displaced people who have the challenge to do some transfers, some payments from one country to the others, and in regular they have to pay high fees on that. But why is financial inclusion important? Imagine you don't have a bank account and cannot send or receive payments except cash. What about your salary? How would you manage your income? How would you manage your expenses? What could you do with your savings? And for that reason, yes, so I'm working in development cooperation for the German government. So it's important to also focus on the financial sector. Also, let's talk about business. Approximately 40% of micro, small, and medium enterprises in developing countries have unmet financing needs. And so there's an estimation of $5.2 trillion per year. So I think this, especially the SME sector has issues, I think, worldwide in every country to access finance and investment, but just to give you also an idea on the relevance. And the good news is that there has been a steady increase in financial inclusion worldwide, but also in developing countries. And so it has reached worldwide now 76% of all adults, but 10 years ago it was just 51%. And the good news also is that digitization was a booster for financial inclusion, and also catalyzed now by the COVID-19 pandemic. So digitization is a key driver for financial inclusion. And so also there was an increase of adults that have, yes, made use of digital payments and within the last 10 years. And so we can see also how this shaped the access to financial services, and also what Camilla was describing, also Mirjana, how the sector changed itself. Yes, so to cut a long story short, so digital technologies and financial servicing are breaking down barriers to access financial services. When I was asked by Frederick to participate in that webinar, I was checking out what is the agenda also for the European Tech Chamber, and I've seen you also addressing the Agenda 23, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and this is also the way of thinking. So although the SDGs do not explicitly target financial inclusion, improved access to financial services is an important factor to enable many of the other goals. So just wanted to point out also on that. So because as described, access to finance is crucial to participate in economic life, and this can also help you to get out of poverty, or it's also like mobile money was a huge enabler for women's access to finance, also could help to achieve gender equality. So to focus on the sector, I think Camilla and Mirjana also described how it changed, and being a development actor, so we are not the ones who have to push digitization of the sector. There's a high dynamic. The sector itself is developing quite fast. And so what the little bit the challenges we see is that when we look back some kind of 15 years or somewhat ago, we had the traditional financial institutions like banks, and we had the microfinance institutions, which was also already a challenge, I would say. But now we have mobile money, the mobile network operators are also in the market. Camilla, you were mentioning the fintechs, and also the gig techs, the super platforms are there. And so the stakeholder landscape has become quite complex. Also, yes, the products, and also talking about crypto and blockchain, these are not the products that are easy also to understand and use. And so I see also there are some challenges that came up. I also want to stress what Camilla was saying. It's important to know the customer and to look on what the financial product should be there for. So for that reason, so we are pushing very much to have not only look on access, but also usage of financial products, and the quality is in place, and that it's responsible design. So also in a secure way. And so if we look on who can have profit of digital finance, so as already mentioned, so just easy contactless money transactions, that was yes, that is really looking on, for example, Africa. Mobile money really changed the landscape. To do some payments in a country, I think cross-border payments is still a big challenge, but that has really tremendously changed the possibilities of people to send and receive money. And it can also be ease to access basic goods, like, for example, water or energy, for example, based on a mobile credit or leasing system. You can buy a mobile home system based on solar panels, and then you can pay it back by a mobile credit. So this is just to give you an idea that also it can make change in other sectors, not on the financial sector. And what we've also seen is that it eases, for example, in times of crisis, the payments from governments to persons. So it's more secure than to, for example, give out vouchers or whatever on marketplaces like it has done before, but now it's possible to send it to people. And we've also seen that more people registered for mobile wallet to receive government payments. And it's more secure because no one sees that you receive it, and it should be more secure to send it really to the person who should receive the payment. And also insurance products in terms or to increase resilience, it can also ease the access. And for SMEs, for small and medium enterprises, so it's easier to draft products and to reach more customers, and then in many cases to reach more customers, to have more revenue, and maybe also to be a job multiplier. And I think this is also referring to what Mirjana was saying. There are new job opportunities in the market, which is also I think important to address when looking at the impacts of the digital transformation. It's easier also for business to make payments like taxes, and also for the public sector, it's easier to collect taxes, and also in terms of regulation and supervision. Also, it's good to have solutions like RegTax and Subtax are delivering, who ease the exchange within the public sector and the financial sector, and to exchange data, for example. But of course, there are also a lot of risks we are looking at. So we heard artificial intelligence, for example, Camilla mentioned credit scoring. So we have seen some developments, for example, in Kenya, that some fintechs came with good ideas from the Silicon Valley and distributing $1 to $2 credits on the market, but asking the person who was qualifying or asked to qualify for a loan to have access to text messages and to photos. So, and this is a data protection issue. And then a machine is reading the text messages and making a decision if a person qualifies for a loan or not. I think that are developments that have to be seen critical, and but also data protection becomes more and more implemented all over the world, and there is a stronger need for that. And also cybersecurity issues. We've seen that the cyber resilience of Western industry states has become better. So now developing and emerging countries are more affected of cybersecurity attacks. And so this is also a need for building up capacity in all over the world to to build up the resilience also of the financial sector and to protect the customers at the end of the day. And just some further questions. There are some ideas in the world, like the central bank digital currencies. I think most of you have heard about the developments, and the question is this something which really supports financial inclusion, or can it also mean exclusion because not every person has access to digital devices? I want to stop here and give back to Frederick. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith, for this great presentation. And yeah, it's a challenge to know how we will close the gap between the Western countries and developing countries regarding the digital transformation in the finance sector. You have to know, public, that Judith Finkelstein is head of the financial inclusion in digital transformation of the financial sector. Judith and her team are advising the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development and support on behalf of BMZ, the G20 Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion. She was member of the CGAP Executive Committee during two years, representing 6 bilateral European donors before joining the GIZ in 2007. Judith worked in the Germany insurance sector. She holds a diploma in economics and political science. So thank you for this great presentation. We have a high panel today. So I have a question from the public. You know, the public, you can ask questions, don't be shy. We're here for 20 minutes, so the floor is yours. You ask questions, just put it on the public chat. And I have one question from Eniola Williams. And the question is, permit me to ask general question on how the best to stimulate appetite for digital transformation when one's academic and career path had been purely within the arts and humanities domain. The basis of IT have, however, been embraced. Who failed to answer that question? We talk about education. I think Mirjana maybe. Oh, yes, Mirjana maybe, or yes, you. Okay, the floor is yours, Mirjana.
I will say so. It doesn't matter what is your basic qualification and your studies. You see, there are so many possibilities to start exploring and let's say joining different courses. Can I put some link in a chat, Frederick? Yes, I will just put you a link about if you have heard Ecolens. Ecolens is now a portal giving free courses, and there are two persons, Eva from Europe and Muga, and a lady from Africa, and you can join. There are so many different free courses. I was attending course about manager for blockchain community. And there are so many courses on different fields, economic and not economic. On the other side, I would like to share with you, just to have a look, to copy it. It's actually the Frankfurt School of Business Economics is giving opportunity to attend Neufeter Talents, blockchain, Bitcoin Talents, Deloitte Talents. There are so many courses, free courses, and you can attend it. You can choose it. And now I will just share with you. This is a global blockchain women alliance, and you can. I will give you a Twitter link. They have some courses and podcasts, and you can listen to it. You should find on your national level a community, an alliance, or a school or something like that, and just research, and you will find where to fit. You can use your, let's say, art knowledge by preparing pictures for Neufeter's in metaverse everywhere. You will find it. You will find your place. Just research and find it.
Thank you, Mirjana, for this explanation, and also for the link that you share on the public chat. It will help our public and us to know more about where we can find this type of career. And I have a question for you, Camilla, regarding, because we were talking about employment, And what role do the human resources and company culture play within a process of digital transformation?
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Well, I think the human resources portion of the whole digital transformation process is key, because the process itself is probably going to start because the leaders of the company are the ones starting and they see the value. But how do we translate that from top management all the way to the bottom and align every piece of the company? And that is really where human resources come in, because like we said, digital transformation is just not only about technology, it's about the culture itself. It's about really understanding that we're going to enter a new phase where our mindsets have to be completely changed. And the way that top leaders have to really do this and encourage innovation and a new mindset full of change and constant improvement is really by allowing everybody in the company to feel empowered to deliver their ideas and be also part of the making of the decision making, because you have to be able to listen to your employees, understand if they have doubts, because at the end of the day you're completely changing the way you operate. So the human resources have to be really aligned with their values, with the core purpose of both the digital transformation process, but also of the company. So you don't misalign on these two, and you still remain who the company is and still has its own goals and vision and mission, but align with another layer of transforming into a new phase of innovating changes. Actually, I believe it just has to be really well defined and articulated. What is your strategic priority? And being able to send that message across the company is key. Because not only you need funding and all of this, but you're going to require new profiles, like we said, for the data governance policies. You're going to start requiring new profiles. So that's also where human resources come in, with new talent recruitment and really finding those profiles that are going to fit into this new mindset, but also into the purpose of just having the business. And it's really a transformation of opening up a new way of working. We often call this agile, right? New ways of working, and also willingness to make risks, and being able to be on this position is very critical, and it's really going to determine whether or not the digital transformation process will be effective. Actually, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they mentioned that the two major reasons why a digital transformation process is not successful is because the first one, because the vision is not well aligned at all levels of the company. And the other reason is that there's many expectations that are not being met. And that goes back to, why are we even doing the digital transformation process? The why has to be at the core of starting this process. So yeah, in general, human resources are everything, because this is more of a cultural change rather than technology, because nowadays, I mean, technology is advancing, and we're all aware of the potential it has, but switching to that mindset is the key.
Oh, thank you, Camila, for this answer. And we understand that it's about the culture of the entreprise, and not and give the possibility to every people that work in that company to give their views on the digital transformation. So it will be benefits for the company. Very great. So I have a question for you, Judith. Because we talk about inclusion, and I think inclusion is it's a very important to close, like I said, the gap. And how important, how can I say, how which future trends will have an impact on financial inclusion?
Yeah, that is a good question. As already pointed out, I think so I think there are two technologies to have to really focus on, or to have a better understanding of how they can support financial inclusion. And as said before, it can also be that they are promoting possibly here the exclusion, and this is artificial intelligence and also blockchain. Blockchain in combination with the discussions we have also going on the central bank digital currency projects that are coming up more and more all over the world. And so I think for artificial intelligence, we also already pointed out that that it can ease access, for example, to credit, but sometimes you do not know why you did not qualify for a loan. And usually you go to a bank and you show your income and whatever you have as resources, as security for the credit. But if you just fill in a few, or just send a message to a mobile network provider, and the answer is within a few minutes, you do not qualify for a loan. You do not know what to do better. And I think this is there's some translation is needed to really make use of the technology. But it can also be interesting to combine it with other elements, like, for example, voice applications. For example, for people who are literate. And so we are currently testing or collecting huge databases in local languages, kind of Alexa or Siri, so to say, in local languages, where usually the private sector is not going in because the collection is very expensive, and see if this can maybe ease, for example, or maybe ease at first to understand a financial product, for example, an insurance product, which is not that easy to understand, what you're paying for regularly and what you can get, but maybe also to maybe transfer some payments. I think, but this has to be in line with some really security mechanisms so that there is no fraud done on that. And I have also seen a question in the chat on central bank digital currency, which can be built on a blockchain or not. And I think, just to give you an idea, the European Union is working on the euro project and needs time, like 5 years. And we will see if that is enough to really plan that. And we will see what implication that has. I think that's the answer of regulators to money project that came up in the past, like, for example, from Facebook, now Meta, Libra, but this is not anymore coming, as we heard. But I think it's also an answer on cryptocurrency. I think this we cannot yet answer this question, what this will have, what kind of implication this will have on financial inclusion.
Thank you, Judith, for this answer. I see that we only have 7 minutes left, and the public chat is still going on. So I will ask in the order to tell me in 2 minutes or 3 minutes, max 2 minutes, each of you, a conclusion about what was saying today. So I will start with you, Mirjana. You can go.
Start exploring blockchain, grab it, and this should be your future career. That's it.
Great. That was very clear, turning to the education. And also you, Camila, can you give me a brief conclusion, please?
Yes, I think the message that I want all of you to take regarding digital transformation is that even though technology is powerful and it's going to be the enabler at the end of the day, technology is just going to deliver. It comes down to us, the people who are really working there, and the leaders of any business, to really they do have the power to implement a proper digital transformation. Think about it more as a cultural and a mindset change, driving towards innovation and being just prepared for what's coming after the COVID pandemic. New different clients emerge. So this is just one of the many pandemics and many things that we're going to encounter in the future. So I just encourage you to think about what do you bring to the table besides technology, because technology is just going to be a tool at the end of the day, and critical thinking is going to be what's going to make us stand out from the machines and this whole movement that is just going to keep on increasing. So I encourage you to just believe on change, take risks, and have this innovative mindset in order to deliver better products and services for your business, but also to really sustain your company in the long term. I think that's really the way to go and the main takeout of even having a digital transformation process.
Thank you, Camila, for this conclusion. And I will go now with you, Judith. Can you give me a brief introduction, conclusion, of what was saying today? Thank you.
Yes, thanks, Frederick. So on the one hand, so the digital transformation of the financial sector, as we can see, the data we have is a booster for financial inclusion. It gives people more or easier access to financial services, and like, for example, women and poor people. And there's also huge potential for micro, small, and medium enterprises. And I think especially on that, not all possibilities have really been or are already introduced. So I think I would encourage everybody to focus on especially on that segment, because I think like solutions like peer-to-peer lending, crowdfunding, crowd investing, etc. PP. There is a lot. I think there can be some smart solutions out there. So I want to encourage people to focus on that. And as we have also seen, so products have to be designed very carefully. And also, I think it's a topic for regulation to understand what's going on in the market and to put proper regulation in place, but to really design products that meet the needs of the customers and have good quality and also safe. Yeah, thanks.
Great. So thank you for your contribution, Mirjana, Vanessa, Camila Medrano, and Judith Frankenstein. It was very, very good to hear about, to listen about what you have to say about digital transformation in financial sector. I'm sure everybody that take part of this webinar learned a lot about that question, because it's not about the future. It's nowadays we are dealing with the digital transformation in every sector of our lives, and we take a closer look today to the inclusion, to the education, and also to formation. For me, it was great to moderate this panel. I will be happy to see you on the December 8th for our next digital transformation webinar, understanding of enterprise adoption of metaverse. It will be great to listen to what the expert will have to say. And so thank you again for our great panelists. That was a great, thank you for your contribution. And I'm happy that I know we will continue to work together. And let's now have all a good day. And don't forget that technology obliges. And I will be happy to see you on another EUTech panel. So thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.